Blooming, blooming, blomero, blomero. I'm a blomero, blomero, blomer, blomer. Hey, blomer, how's it going, man? Anyway, welcome to Tennessee. Feeling a little frisky today. So guess what? We're gonna watch a video on plumbing. What we're gonna do? Hey, Ricky, show this guy some plumbing. How we're gonna put some pipes in the walls. It's gonna be a great show. So stay tuned to your favorite channel here in the Traveling Bodie. We're gonna watch some plumbing. He's gonna plumb the main house, a little bit of the studio, but mostly the main house. So check it out. It's gonna be a good show. I promise you're gonna like it. Give it a look, see. Hey, and while you're at it, do me a favor. Click that like button, that little thumbs up. It helps me out a lot in getting some points. And also that little button that says subscribe. Yeah, click that too as well. Because while you're at it, you might as well just do both things because you're going to be better off while you're at it. Because you know you love this channel. You know you want to stay up to date. You want to, hey, Brian, what's going on down there in Tennessee? Click that subscribe button. Every time I post a video, you're going to see it. All right? Without further ado, here's some plumbing. We have officially moved into the plumbing phase, as you can see here. Plumbing pipe running the length here. And I have already started drilling holes and running the plumbing for the laundry and for the kitchen. And this is a vent for the tub, which will be down there. But either way, I wanted to show you the beginning of the process for the plumbing. It's definitely been a while since I've plumbed. And it's kind of like riding a bike. You learn pretty fast. And also, I'm wearing my overalls, kids. I haven't worn these things in a long time. They have built-in knee pads, as you can see, which makes plumbing real easy because I'm on my knees and all that jazz. So anyway, plumbing's happening. Yeah. So here is an update. That is the vent pipe coming up from the bathtub that will be run later. Coming up, and this is the vent line. I need to buy couplings. Somehow I managed to forget couplings. So obviously, and then a few down here. This is the drain line for what is going to be the laundry. This is the vent, as you can see, going to pick up these, right? All these guys. And then that's the line going over to the kitchen, which I stubbed over. So more updates happening. And as you could see, I was showing a little bit of me doing plumbing, just gluing fittings. Yes, I'm getting high on fumes, and I'm not used to this. I never liked it, still don't like it. So that's why I'm looking calm right now. So figured I'm just gonna do all this stuff above the floor first, instead of me going under the floor and above the floor. Just get as much done as I can up here, right? Either way, that's what's cooking, good looking. So yeah, just wanted to show another update. There it is. So with all the plumbing for that side of the house in, I started going underneath, and I can't really film this as I'm doing it because it's just underneath the house, but here's the plumbing underneath the house so far. This is the drain line going back to the kitchen and the laundry, and then here's the vent coming up like you saw, and so there's the connection below. So now the next main thing I have to do is hook up the toilet and the toilet and the sink for the half bath over here. And then the other thing I have to do is right over here, can't quite see it in the video, but there's the cistern. Whee! The cistern for the septic tank right here. This little gray hole you can't quite see. But that is where all this is tying into. So my project for today is to start digging that and getting that in. So you'll see that next. Yay! And as we come into the bathroom here, that's the hole for the toilet, which I kind of showed you from below, which goes down. The toilet, and here's some fittings for it. That little circle, the vanity is going to live in this corner, so the waistline is going to come up here for that. And then over here, that pipe, as we already hooked down below, is the bathtub, right? And you look down the line, there's the plumbing from the other day already. So either way, that's the next step in this, is getting the plumbing for this hooked up, and this is mostly going to be underneath as opposed to up top. So time delay. All right, so as you can see, toilet flange is in, sink is in. That's the sink, the stub out for the sink, and it's also acting as a vent for the toilet, and eventually that will go up, terminate out, and go to the outside. So let's go below the house and see what we got going on there that picks this up. So a pretty exciting conclusion. It's not completed, but it's good for now, right? So again, this is the what I saw earlier. This is the stub out for the laundry, or the tub, the bathtub. There we go, bathtub, and it continues down, drops down into this main 3-inch line, and then this little T here is eventually going to go over to the other house to pick up the other house, and then getting underneath here, we have, there it is, 3-inch line going up to the toilet. Here, toilet, and then this is the line that comes over and picks up that sink and the vent. So there it is. Yay for fun and plumbing, right? Tell you what. Here I am under the house. Anyway, I just want to give you the point of view of where I'm at. This is kind of what I've been doing all day. Laying on my back, plumbing. It's fun. You know, like I said, sort of like riding a bike. The cool thing about it is I can lay down. I can lay down on the job and stare at what my work did and plan and think and whatever, right? So it's the one perk of being a plumber. Is I get to just lay on my back as much as I want. So yay. So what's left in this house now is to do the connect the vent lines up above and then stub them out. And one thing Laurel added after it's all done is what we're going to do is this line here that picks up the tub and the laundry and the kitchen sink, is then we're going to turn it into a gray water system, and we're going to separate out black water from gray water and use that for irrigation or whatever. So anyway, done for the day, and mañana we'll see what happens. And just to note for those that are curious, this little guy right here, this 3-inch line picks up all of this, is eventually going to come out and connect into the water cistern, not the water cistern, the sewer. The septic sewer, which is that little hole. There's this concrete thing that you remember. Here's another clip of it going in the ground, and that's where that's going to be going. The leach fields go back out that way, and over here is the clear water cistern, which will be picking up the rainwater. As you can see, this thing is full, and that's on my task list to take some of this and put it in there and start filling up the 1,000-gallon tank. So lots has been happening. I tell you what, it's one full day after another. So yay, exciting things happening. Again, we'll see what happens. See what happens tomorrow. I don't know. You don't know. We're going to find out together. We'll see what happens in the next clip. Now the next thing we need to address are holes for plumbing. So toilet, vanity, we're already using that, so we know where it goes. So I'm in the process now of plumbing that up and getting this going. A lot easier than the other house because it's just a sink and a toilet, and there's no kitchen, no laundry, no bathtub, no whatever. So there it is. All right, as light fades, got the vanity back in. Here's the plumbing for the sink popping up. The toilet we already put back in place with the toilet flange is under there. So the bathroom is all finished being plumbed. I will eventually take this, like the other places, and run the vent up and out. And then underneath the house, it's relatively simple. Again, you know, there's the toilet on the left, sink on the right, and then that's going to run to, I'm not sure yet. We're going to figure that out. The plan is to have some sort of tank with like a disposal that will then push with a pump the sewer water from here to the other house where that 90, where that T with the little stick out bit was that I mentioned. That's the plan, because this house is just, it's farther away from over there, and getting grade and all that stuff, it's sort of complicated. So that's what we're doing with it. So either way, that's plumbing for today, for now. And again, there'll be more in time, finishing the vents and so on and so forth. So I'll give you an update when that happens. Yay, exciting conclusion to the plumbing here. Half bath, got it stubbed out, vent going up and out on the outside over here, toilet finished up. Like I said, the bathtub will come in time. And over here into utility room, got the trap in, got the laundry box in, so hot and cold on the waistline for the laundry. And then the vents coming over, and then, like I said, the kitchen I'm gonna wait on until we get the cabinets and I can finalize that. But regardless, the vents go out and terminate to the outside. So the plumbing tubing, the PEX has been acquired, yay. That, and we got long lengths of it. So one thing I love about PEX is I can just run it and cut it. So that's what we're gonna be doing now. Getting the hot, those are the hot lines, red for hot, yay, and blue for cold. There it is, I'll start getting those ran. Quick side note, these overalls, if they could tell stories. Back in the day, boys and girls, I used to be a plumber in San Francisco. Yes, San Francisco. Did it for about 4 years and got out of it because it nearly killed me. Nearly killed me, literally. And so I got out of it. So these overalls are well over 10 years old, maybe 15 years old, 12 years old. Regardless, tales they could tell. Now we're plumbing in Tennessee. Let's get going. Whoo boy.
Like a woman you have lost, I soon to lose. I'm singing those vanity songs, waterfront blues. Hold on, baby, it's going to be a stormy night.
You know, with every medium, there's positives and negatives, right? Especially those artist people out there. This PEX stuff, as you can see, one positive to it is you can just like throw it in a wall super fast and then throw a few fittings in it and call it done. It's lovely. So with that, it's been a long day here, so I just wanted to get some pipe in the wall, and that's what you just saw. So tomorrow I'm going to get in here and cut in the cheese for the vanity here, and also cheese for the, you know, the shower valve, and then for the laundry and so on and so forth. So either way, there it is, and stay tuned. Next clip will be me doing more stuff. I also do want to note that I did spend some time pre-drilling all those holes, which makes life so much easier. So yeah, I just kind of threw them in the wall, but kind of like you said with the electricians, you know, spend an hour, drill a bunch of holes, and then run the wire really fast, right? So similar things sort of happening here, but regardless, you know, I spent some time marking all those holes and drilling all of them. So that's why running pipe took like 5 minutes to run all that. So regardless, wanted to add that little bit of a note. All right, pausing the action here, putting in the PEX lines, and I'll give you a show of what it looks like, what I've done so far. Here it is. Here's the toilet, water lines, toilet sewer, water line stubbing out for the sink, and there's the vanity. And as you saw earlier, coming over, and these lines are just sort of willy-nilly shoved up for the bathtub that is here. And I said we'll be getting the bathtub next week, and at that point I can get proper heights for these and put the shower valve in and so on and so forth. So that's it for here. Now I'm heading over to the laundry area. So next phase in the plumbing, I've decided just to show you the aftermath. I don't want to record the doing of it. So the water is coming over from the bathtub, right in the bathroom over here, coming up, going down to feed the supply that will come up. There's a hose bib, water spigot coming out for the water heaters, and then as you can see, this is a washer and dryer now all hooked up and going that way onto the next building, and I haven't gotten that, or next room, and I haven't gotten that yet, but that'll be coming down, and I have to finish connecting up the drain line for the sink. But either way, it's coming along. Okay, the last phase here, like I said, ended here, brought the water line stubbed down, and as you can see, the kitchen drain line is now officially stubbed out. The water lines are stubbed out, and this will be it for now for all of it. I'll be putting plugs in here to test this and stub this out for the kitchen sink in time after trim out and everything. But that is it for the waters. Pretty exciting. One more thing that I have to do is, as I go through walls, plumb the water lines for the shower valve, and that will be coming soon. What I have to do first is tomorrow, God willing, there is another Lowe's delivery that will be delivering the bathtub as well as the shower walls. We got like a whole, kit sort of thing, installation for the walls, but that's a whole other video. Regardless, I'm gonna wait to put the shower valve in until we get the bathtub in so I can get, the right elevations and so on and so forth. But regardless, the plumbing is coming along. It really is at a good clip. So the bathtub arrived. That's super cool. Let's unbox it. Yay!
Your macrame bobbing in the sunlight out there on the bay. The tide is rolling out as your memories they come rolling in.
For all you curious, the tub's plastic. I guess that's what we're making things out of these days. Everything's plastic, boys and girls. Where it is, nothing, whatever. Regardless, here it is. Here's the tub. Kind of a nice little rounded out sort of fun thing here. And water lines, drain lines there. I have to cut that out in time. Yeah, I just wanted to get it in here, and I accidentally framed it a little short, so I'm going to have to frame in that wall as well. But looks pretty cool. Look at that. We got a bathtub in here now, kids. One step closer. Love it. Yeah. All right, some days hence from getting the bathtub in, because a lot has been happening here. No surprise. Time to do the shower valve. As you know, you've heard me talk about prefabbing. This is prefabbing all of it, as it looks sort of goofy now, but that's the tub spout, and it'll be going up to the shower valve, and there's the hot and cold coming in. So it's sort of a fun like cross sort of going in, but this is going in, and I just wanted to show you prefab. Like I said, I'm not going to show the whole process, and I'll show you a clip when it's all in. In case you're curious, prefabrication, it's a plumbing term, it's a mechanical term. In case you're curious, that's what prefab is. Now it's prefabulous, but it's prefabrication. There she is. Shower valve installed. Shower head come out, tub spout down there, shower valve. Now, what I have to do is test it. So what I'm going to be doing is putting a pressure gauge on that, pumping it up, and air testing it, so that way I know there's no leaks. So that's the next step, and after that, life is good. So I just gotta say, plumbing has sort of been this sort of off again, on again thing, depending on availability, weather, regardless, pressure test. It's been under pressure test now for a number of days, and it's holding. It's been going up and down pressure-wise because of it getting real cold, like below freezing, literally below freezing. So the pressure's been going up and down. And yes, Rob, I've taken that into consideration. my brother and the engineer, I love him. Regardless, it's holding. So now we can continue insulating the walls. And then the other thing that I need to do is to install the waste and overflow for the bathtub under the realm of plumbing. And the other thing, like I said, we got these shower walls. I'll be putting the shower walls up next. So just sort of little update on the plumbing, yeah. Because we like to keep it interesting on this project. Plumbing. Plumbing and electrical sort of being paired in this sort of conversation. From a previous video, you may remember we had to dig this trench, now covered in snow, from the houses to the power pole, right? This trench, which is now, you kind of see it, but it's going that way. It also goes to the two houses, right? Well, guess what? The inspector didn't like how shallow it was because it was less than 2 feet. As you sort of remember the previous video, it needs to be at least 2 feet, and it was less than 2 feet. So we, with every problem comes solutions, and you got to roll with it. So what we're going to be doing in a later video, maybe the video's been done already, doesn't matter, at another time, is we're going to be grading this and bringing this to at least 2 feet, which is good because it eliminates stairs, but also creates another solution. Is I needed to get between these 2 houses a water line, at least a cold water line and a sewer line. And easy solution is, you see where it says 2 feet. There's 2 feet here on that pipe. It needs to be at least that deep. So as you can see, I have 2 lines going here. One's for sewer, one's for the water. And so now getting water lines and sewer lines from the studio to the main house so we can run it into the septic all of a sudden got a little easier. So that's a win. So, you know, sometimes we are presented with these problems and I often say, we'll see, you know, we'll see what happens. So with that solution, I can run the water lines and the sewer line between the 2 buildings a lot easier. So I'm doing that now. And we'll see. We'll see. You know, Laurel and I wanted to have a brick patio here, and maybe that's what's going to come out of raising grade up about a foot and a half. So either way, the earthwork will be on a different video, but I just wanted to show you what I'm doing. And what I'm also doing, here you can see this water. This is the conduit for the water line. I'm insulating it, as you see, and I'm putting a piece of foil tape on the end so that no dirt gets in it. But this is going to eventually run down to the back of the house here to get supplied, and then also to the studio house to supply the half bath over there. So anyway, you know, we like to keep it interesting around here, so more fun. We all have those days that you can say doesn't go as planned, but in this sense it was actually somewhat of a good thing. Like I said, going to run those pipes between the houses, right? So I'll show you what I did. So these pipes have now been ran. This is the sewer line. As you can see, it's strapped there. Here's the water line. And I went so far as actually, you probably can't see it here, but I went to, actually decided to run the water lines in the water line underneath here, and it's going through there. And I'll crawl under the house and I'll show you the next view. Under the house, you can see this line here. This is the sewer line that you saw running over. And with the water lines, I'm insulating it. So this insulated line, you can see a little bit of blue. That's the water line. So I decided to play in the mud today and be underneath the house. So this is underneath the studio, sorry, underneath the main wing. And ran that sewer line, and now it's connected into what I had done earlier. And in time, I will connect this to the septic field out there. So there it is. And again, this day definitely was not my expectation to be underneath a house, but here I am. And you know, those days that just sort of flow, the energy flows and you got to go with it. So, but anyway, one major hurdle now is I don't have to do this again because I just did it today. Yay. So anyway, whew. And why we needed to do that, and like I mentioned in a previous video, we're going to be doing the earthwork, so all that pipe needed to get covered up. And with that, the thought process was, let's just do it so that way when they are backfilling the dirt, they don't put dirt in these pipes underneath them. So I just ran them. Now under the studio wing, I still have to run a good 30 feet of pipe to connect it to the ejector pump, but that's another day, maybe another video. Regardless, I got it well underneath so that with the water line and with the sewer that it won't be hurt with the dirt when it gets, or won't cover with the dirt rather. But anyway, this is a fun view. Yay. Back inside the house, another thing that I was not planning on doing today is I went to check the air test. Well, guess what? Because I had it hooked up to the shower valve, it was only testing the shower valve. It wasn't testing the whole system, which I thought was, anyway. So I tested the whole system, and Rob, you're gonna love this one. So I have the test. It's been under pressure for all day, and it's actually increasing in pressure because it's warmed up, and it's actually at 50 psi now. I hooked it up into the cold. It's circulating over. And for those of you that are curious, I have it looped at the laundry box. So if you're ever curious how to test a whole water system, a little plumbing trick for you is to take a hose and loop at the laundry system, so that way it loops your hot and cold together. So there you go. So you get to test all the lines together. Anyway, it's under test. 50 psi now, Rob. Remember, 50, not 40, 50. And it's holding, so yeah. Finally getting to the tub installation. And to start, here is what in plumber's terms we call the waste and overflow. And for those that don't know bathtubs, this is basically how your bathtub works. This is what you see in the bathtub, the drain, and then that top part is the overflow. We're like, what's that thing on the tub for? And well, in case it overflows, it goes down this and then it goes out the waistline. So waste and overflow, simple, but that's what it is. And I'm gonna put that in today. Gonna cut the hole now, and gonna get where we're gonna go. That's what's next. So in order to do that, I marked the hole in the tub. There's the overflow, there's the drain, right? And so I'm gonna push this tub out of the way. And now I gotta cut a hole there for the waste and overflow to go in. And also, I am aware that there's the joist that goes right there, right? So we're gonna cut the hole. I got those two 45s to offset it and dance it around the joist. So hopefully I can do that with some precision, and we're gonna go from there. What I also realize is I need a little short bit of 1.5 inches to connect it to the 2-inch drain for the whatever down below, but whatever. Getting done what I can. There it is. So let's get this hole drilled.
Ain't no use to watch the door. She ain't coming home.
This, my friends, is what we call the plate of the plumber. That's a joist underneath that is dead center with the drain of the bathtub. I tell you what, I've lost track of how many places I've plumbed where that's true. It's almost like it's dumb luck. And I'll tell you what, one of the jobs I was doing in San Francisco many years ago, brand new construction, where the engineers, the architects, and the designers are always in lockstep, but somehow they managed to put in brand new construction, I guess 6 by 12 inch I-beam centered on a toilet. And me and my plumber buddy were like, really, guys? Really? And so we had to send it back to the drawing board because you can't drill through that. So, but anyway, moving along. So I tried to be kind with it. Unfortunately, the whole joist needed to come out because it's just going to be way easier that way. So that's what it is. Now the bathtub can easily go in here, and we're moving forward. All right, as the light fades, there's the waste and overflow in. Yay, looks like a normal bathtub now. And here it is from the back side, so in case you guys were curious, it's just a long tube. The overflow goes into a little bit of a T-branch, and I'll show that to you what it looks like underneath. Yay, so underneath, just for purposes, this is the bottom of your bathtub, everyone. This is called a shoe, and this is the T, and that goes up to the overflow up top. And then from here, all we gotta do is just go boing. There's a little bit of a P-trap and connect it in. That's the next step. And then plumbing is done, Migo. Oh my God. All right, the gripping conclusion. It is in the drain line. Here's your bathtub coming down in your P-trap and into the system. Yay! Oh my goodness. Me just hanging out with the P-trap and all my stuff. Laying on my back again, doing that plumber thing, just chilling. It's been a long day. I can't believe it. Didn't think I'd spend most of the day doing this, but I had to do one of those obligatory supply runs because there's just stuff that I had to get, so that's what we did. Regardless, here I am on my back, hanging out with my things, my new P-trap. Super excited. The water lines just said hello, by the way, and that's what that was. Anyway, tub is now officially plumbed. Now I just got to do the shower walls and things, and that'll be a different day. So as the sun is going down on this one, the next scene after I take a nice nap and get some food in me will be the shower walls. Yay. All right, now we're moving into the shower tub walls. I'm just dry fitting it here to see how it looks, and as the old saying goes, is there's always more to a project than you imagine, right? And what I didn't realize is, well, one, these walls are just sort of flimsy, but what they're asking for is for me to put plywood on the back wall, which makes sense. Hopefully I have enough on hand to make it work. And then I also got to get some glue, and I got to do some extra framing in here to frame up the walls for the bathtub. So in the process of doing that, and I guess, you know, I'm not really feeling very creative or video-y right now, so I'll just kind of show you a few steps in the process as I get there. So here's a little update. These walls, like the bathtub, are plastic, which is still weird for me, but regardless, starting to notch in the wet wall. The wet wall in plumbing is where the shower valve is and such. So cutting the hole for the shower valve, I'm going to do the tub and the shower head next, but I just wanted to sort of give you an update on the process as it goes in. Back in the shower, so that's just dry fit. As you can see, the hole for the shower head and the bathtub spout coming out, and it's been cut in there. So there it is. I'm just sort of dry fitting it. So the next thing I have to do is get the plywood on the walls, and we'll go from there, but coming along. Next step of this, I'm just sort of dry fitting the back wall, and there's also plywood behind the back wall, or the side wall, whatever we're calling this thing here and now. And I'm also plywooded behind this. So the next thing that I have to do is I'm going to be insulating all the bathroom now because the water lines are holding. And then once that's done, then I can get the plywood on here, but that requires a material run. Like any good project, you kind of run out of supplies and got to go get more. So again, this video, I think the entirety of this video has been filmed maybe over the course of 2 months, I would say. So, but regardless, like I said, there's a lot of other stuff's happening on this project, and just getting it in when I can. So I'll be going to the supply house maybe whatever in a few days. But regardless, just getting some stuff knocked out and just keeping you updated. Yeah. So back in the bathtub. Now what we're gonna do is I got these studs cut. I'm gonna put them in the wall here with the shower valve so that I can block the wall, so I can put the plywood on it and then insulate it and then get to go. So that's the quick update. So we're working on the wet wall. Pretty soon the shower's gonna be done. All right, blocking is done. Look at that. There's additional supports there to add support. So when I screw the plywood on, it's solid. Now to insulate and create. Yay! Yay! Insulation in the wall. Time for plywood. Nice. Okay, plywood's in place. Sort of do or die time now. Time to glue and put on the big panels. Oh boy, there it is. Look at that. Shower walls in place. Beautiful, beautiful day. So they are all installed. I'm gonna have to come back another day just to silicone the back panel in. But isn't that beautimous? Beautimus Maximus right there. Yay. I love it. And there it is. And with that, I will say this concludes this broadcast day with this video of plumbing. Man. So I've said it a few times, but the plumbing video has lasted a few months just because of process and this, that, and the other. So it sort of is, there may be other videos before and after it in the series that may seem out of order. Regardless, I'm just telling you why. So with that, whoo! Yes, other thing is the rough plumbing is, or the plumbing is done in the main house. In the studio where Laurel's living, there's just a half bath. The plumbing still has to be done there. So that'll be added in a whole other video just because of brevity. This video is already getting long enough as it is. I'm just wanting to keep things simple. So regardless, yay, plumbing is done in the main house, super exciting. All the insulation is done. This will be another video, and I'll show you insulation and sheetrock. And we're just moving along. It's friggin' beautiful. I love it. I love progress. Anyway, thank you all for listening. I love all of you. Be well. Thank you for being on this really wonderful roller coaster of a ride journey with us here in Tennessee. I love all of you. Be well.
Aimed at your sister.